Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited to be here today as we celebrate the launch of the incredible new book, Seasons of Me, a powerful memoir that deeps into healing, growth, and a sense of strength. I have the honor to sit down with the amazing author behind it all, Joyce Wubu Osborne, aka Jay. And we're going to talk about the inspiration behind the book, the process of writing it, and what she hopes readers to take away from her story. Right, Jay, are you ready?
Thank you. Yes, I am ready.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Of
I really
course.
appreciate this.
All right. What inspired you to write Seasons of Me?
Yeah, so I was inspired to write this memoir because I couldn't get information about my ancestors. I knew their names, but I didn't know their stories.
Right.
I didn't know, what they loved, what they didn't like, how they dealt with grief, what recipes they had, and just how they moved through this art. So I was so curious to find out their stories.
Mm-hmm.
My dad had done a great job in telling us the names of our ancestors,
Mm-hmm.
but their stories, I didn't have that, and I couldn't find that. And because I couldn't find that, I chose to write my story so generations to come that I might never meet can get to know my story, not just my name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that.
Thank you.
So, what do you think was the hardest chapter to write?
Whew. Definitely chapter 2.
Okay.
Chapter 2 was the hardest to write, and it's also the longest chapter
Oh,
in
wow.
the book. Yeah, so when you read the book, you'll see chapter 2 is very long. Chapter 2 explores relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and exploring relationships really meant me being vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
me facing some painful truths,
Mm-hmm.
and also being truthful and looking at some of the patterns that I had. And I didn't even know I had patterns
Mhm.
at that point.
Exactly.
But talking about love, betrayal, and even some of the mishaps I had,
Mm-hmm.
it made me very vulnerable. I had to be very honest,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very necessary
Yeah, definitely.
to talk about those relationships and my patterns. So chapter 2 was hard.
Okay. You
Yes.
can't wait to read it. You can't wait to read it.
Yes, it's very, it's deep.
All
Yeah.
right. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So, who or what do you think are some things that motivated you to write this story?
So I am a goal-oriented person,
Mm-hmm.
and once I put a goal in my vision board, I can't wait to check that off.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had seasons of me publishing my memoir in my vision board for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And every year, a year would come and I'm not done, and I would go to the next year.
Mhm.
I would write it again in my vision board in the hope that I will publish my memoir, that year. And it didn't happen. The following year, I would do the same thing again. So it's been quite a journey, and I have poured a lot of it into this.
Mhm.
I manifested a lot. I manifest.
Yeah,
I
me too.
manifest a lot. Yes. So I manifested a lot, and the fact that I saw the vision, I could see it in my mind, how I wanted everything to play out. Even this interview.
Right.
I saw everything in my mind before it was a reality. And the fact that I had that vision and I had a goal, it just kept me going. But more so, the fact that I wanted to leave a legacy for generations to come. I didn't want to be just a name in the family tree. I want generations to come that I might never meet
Exactly.
to know who I was, know my stories, and even read chapter 2.
Yeah. And read chapter, guys. You have to read chapter 2.
You have to read chapter 2. It's a lot of growth, and I have learned a lot.
Love
Yes.
that. So, what advice would you give someone who's thinking about telling their story but maybe a little bit scared to start?
Yeah, I would say start small. Be honest. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to know every step. Just start. Tell your story, because your story is worth telling. We all have a story to tell, and it's very important for us to tell a story. Also, find what works for you. I keep a voice diary. So yes, so I've been keeping a voice diary maybe for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And it came in handy when I was writing my book because I could listen to the voice notes.
Right.
And so find out what works with you. You don't have to start with actually a pen and a paper. You could start with voice notes. Record your memories as you remember them. Record your moments. Be open, be vulnerable, and it's okay to get help. I didn't know all the process. I didn't know what I was doing. I just started.
Exactly.
I didn't have an editor. I didn't have a publisher. I just started writing. And I went to the voice notes, and from the voice notes, I just started writing. So start where you are. You don't have to have all the answers. Just begin.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is amazing. That is the best advice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, can you try to describe your book to me in 3 words?
3 words. I have more than 3, but I will give you 3. So I would say reflective. I spend a lot of time, just reflecting on myself. So reflective, growth, writing it down. I have seen myself grow. And actually the other day, a friend of mine sent me a message telling me how she has seen me grow. And that felt really good. Like, not only do I feel my growth,
but other people are seeing
other
it
people
too.
can see it. Yeah, so I would say growth is the second way I would describe my book. And also it's relatable. I feel like my book, some of the stories I'm telling, most of us can relate to those stories.
Yeah.
I talk about grief and loss and how I dealt with the loss of my dad. It was a struggle for me. I was in a dark place for a minute, but I had to seek therapy. I talk about therapy. I've been to therapy, especially with the loss of my dad, and then recently I lost a very close friend of mine from cancer. That was hard.
Yeah.
So I talk about that. I talk about love. I talk about motherhood. I talk about relationships. I talk about growth and career, education, and I talk about being an immigrant. I am an immigrant in this country, and there's some challenges that we do have as immigrants, but there are also some benefits, of being in this country, the opportunities that it has afforded me. So I talk about migration, and also I don't see a lot of memoirs from immigrants. So this is a way of me encouraging not just immigrants, but all of us to tell our story.
Exactly.
We all have a story.
Exactly.
So 3 words: reflective, growth, relatable.
All right, you guys got that? All right. And last question.
Yeah.
Who are some authors that helped you along on this journey with you of Seasons of Me? Because I heard a rumor you had the honor of meeting a few famous ones recently.
I did. Oh my goodness. I have to say I'm a reader though. I love my books. Right. But I was so honored. I was very lucky to meet Malcolm D. Lee, guys. Oh my goodness, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. And I was able to ask him a question. And he gave me really, really good advice. He did tell me to make sure I post on all my platforms, social media. I have to put myself out there. That's what we're doing
right now.
Yes. He gave me the advice to, put myself out there, post myself on all the social media platforms that I have. But he also gave me advice. He also told me to manage my expectations. Manage my expectations. Right. Be realistic.
Right.
And the other thing he told me that really, really came home with me was he said that you have written your story with passion, which I have.
Yes.
Like I have poured everything into this story. I don't know how to do things halfway. I throw myself into everything, and I did the same with this story. So he said to me, "You have written your story with a passion. The best way you could write it only you could tell that story the way you've told it. So don't worry, your people will find you.
Yeah.
Your people will find your story. Because I was so nervous. I was asking him, I'm not well known. You know, will people really get to know about my book? Will they come to my book launch? And he was like, you've written your story. You've written it with passion. Put yourself out there and people will find you.
Yep.
So Malcolm D. Lee, thank you for the advice. I am definitely implementing that one. Do you want to hear who else I met?
Who else did you meet, girl?
So thanks to the Wilmington Library. Wilmington Library has been bringing some really great authors. So I met Stacey Abrams there, and she was amazing. What she doesn't know is that I was so nervous asking her my question, but I did ask her for advice on how to navigate this industry as a new author. She told me that one is to make sure I tell people about my story. You know, I tell them what it's about. You know, initially I was just telling everyone I'm writing a memoir, but she told me I need to give people more. You know, what is the memoir about?
Exactly.
You know, discuss more about it. Let them know what's in the book, why they should buy the book. You know, do interviews like we're doing today. So she told me to make sure I tell more about the book, and she also advised me to donate my book.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So Wilmington Library is a book for you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to love that.
Yes. And I do plan to partner with other organizations to donate my book and, you know, really talk about the stories that are in my book and some of the things I learned. So Malcolm D. Lee and Stacey Abrams, thank you so much for all the advice you gave me. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jay, for sharing your heart, your story, your journey, and your words with us today. I really do appreciate it. Seasons of Me is just such a powerful, moving memoir, and I know it's going to touch many, many lives. To everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting this beautiful launch. Don't forget the official Seasons of Me book launch is happening August 2nd at the Hilton Christiana. You can tap the link in Jay's bio to purchase your tickets. And please help spread the word by sharing the flyer with your friends, family, and community. This is more than just a book, guys. It's a movement of healing, reflection, and growth. We hope to see you there. Until next time, take care and keep supporting stories that matter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woo-hoo.